Hello, my crafting friends. I am Kelly from Paper Girl KB, and today I'd like to show you how I colored in the apple outline sticker from Krazy Kreations. The Krazy Kreations outline sticker sells for $2 and some cents, and it gives you the outline stickers enough to make 3 separate cards, which is an awesome deal. So as you can see, I've already created 2 cards with my apples, and I love how I colored in my apple, and I have one left. So today I'm going to take that one final apple and I'm going to show you how I colored it in. So I hope you have a couple of minutes that you could spend with me where we color in our apple together, and I could show you the colors I used, the strategies I used, and then in a separate video I'll show you how I assembled this sample card with my finished apple. So here is the apple sticker from Krazy Kreations. They make an incredible glitter paper. And this glitter paper, it colors differently than any other glitter paper. They use a microfine glitter to hand create their own paper. And I'm telling you, when you burnish this, and you look at your finger, there is almost nothing coming off. So this is a very good quality glitter paper. And burnishing it before putting down the outline sticker is a good idea. And then I'll show you how I peel off my final apple outline sticker. They peel off very easily. A little bit of a handful, but what I like to do when I peel this off, I do like to take a close look at it and make sure that I got all the little pieces out, because every now and then a little tiny piece will stick in there. So right here in this little corner, there's a little piece that I would like to get out before I lay it down on the glitter paper. So I'll take something nice and sharp and just give that a little press and pull upward. Usually that removes it, but it didn't. So I'll give it a little bit more of a press, and there we go. I do believe I popped it out that time. Yes, popped it out that time. So I like to just make sure that all of the spaces popped out. Oh, that one's got a little, let me pop that one out. So I'll stick it against my hand, give it a press, make sure it popped out. Very nice. Okay, so once I have my outline sticker with all of the little areas popped out, I'll lay it on Krazy Kreations handmade glitter paper. Now I'm gonna save you time and expense. So this is a really awesome idea, putting an outline sticker, a vinyl outline sticker down on glitter paper. And you're probably thinking, oh, I can save costs by going to Joann's and buying whatever so-and-so outline paper, or I'm sorry, glitter paper, and doing the same thing. But you will not get the same results. Just telling you. Been there, tried that. Don't waste your time. Nothing is as fine as Krazy Kreations outline stickers and glitter paper. So here we go. We're going to burnish it. Burnishing it once you set your outline sticker down is just giving it a good hard rub. You want a really good contact of the outline sticker with the glitter paper. Do. Look at how little glitter is coming off on my hand. That is really pretty remarkable. So, got a nice burnish on it. There's my apple. I'll leave my 2 sample cards here while I'm working on this apple. I am going to give it a quick cut just so that I don't have as much paper to take up my view of my video. Okay, there we go. I save every little scrap, and as you'll see, I like to test my markers before coloring. You'll understand in just a minute. So I'm giving it a good burnish. Here we go. So using alcohol markers to color in the outline sticker on glitter paper works really well. Somehow it makes shading just amazingly easy. And I am a crafter. I pride myself in my technique and the perfection of my technique. I'm a little caught up in perfection, and you know that can actually be limiting when you're a crafter. When you're an artist, perfection and artistry doesn't always go together. So I have tried to blend with alcohol markers. I have the best alcohol markers. I've got Copics, I've got Arteza, I've got Spectrum Noir. I haven't tried Rite Aid yet, but I look forward to trying them. I hear that they're a very high quality marker. And what I find is that no matter what paper I use, no matter how hard I try, I just can't do an incredible job of blending like the other crafters that I see on Instagram or Facebook or social media in general. So that was frustrating. And then I discovered blending on glitter paper, and it's so easy. It turned me into a talented blending, coloring crafter from the start. So you gotta love that. So for these yellow areas, I like to just kind of give it a little dot. I'm just dotting it down. I could always swipe. I could do that. For some reason, I just like to dot. But setting the color down, I'm not doing any blending with my yellow. And this happens to be an Arteza marker. It is Arteza A949 Tuscan Sun. Just a nice bright yellow. And I'm going through, following my sample, filling in the yellows. Now let me tell you something awesome about Krazy Kreations glitter paper. I am not picking up glitter on my markers. It's not damaging my markers in any way. If you ever pick up the tiniest bit of glitter, you would just set your marker down, give it a little twist, remove the glitter, and close it up. But it's really remarkable how well the glitter adheres to their handmade glitter paper. So I hope you're having a nice day. It's actually a lazy Sunday afternoon here in Pennsylvania, where I'm crafting. Did I get all the yellows? Oh, nope, missed this one right here. Okay, I think I have them all now. I think I have all my yellows. Okay, so closing up my yellow. Let's move next to, let's go to the browns. So for my browns, I have chosen a light brown and a dark brown. I happen to be using alcohol markers from Spectrum Noir as well as Art Alternatives. I like to start with my light. Sometimes I'll start with dark, but for the moment, I want to start with my light. Filling in my light brown. And what I'm doing is I'm looking at my sample, which I'm very happy with, figuring out what areas I want to color in, and just dabbing some color on them. Dabbing on my light brown. Now I'm going to take my darker brown. Now, my Art Alternative marker. I'm not really sure how juicy this marker is, so before I start dabbing on, I'd like to see how juicy it is and specifically how much the ink is going to spread when I set it down. So if I just do the tiniest of a dot, I have a decent amount of spread of the ink. So what that shows me is I don't want to go in there and put the ink on heavily or it's going to spread too much. When you have that much spread, you want to just kind of tap the color on gently and watch how it's going to naturally spread. Now this is exactly what makes the blending so simple and so beautiful. The fact that the inks spread into each other very effortlessly, and that spread nicely. I'd like to see a little more dark, I think, especially in some of these areas. So let me dab a little more dark in. Okay, so coloring is a process that you don't want to rush. It's relaxing, it's creative, and that's exactly what it's supposed to be. So relax and chill and enjoy the process. So I'm going to put my browns away and I'm going to move to my greens. Okay, so for my greens, I chose an Arteza for my dark green, and I happen to choose a Spectrum Noir Classique for my light green. So generally with blending, with this glitter paper, you're perfectly fine blending a dark with a light because the alcohol moves so nicely, so smoothly on the glitter paper that you can blend a dark with a light very beautifully, whereas on a regular kind of paper, any other kind of paper, you would kind of have to do like a dark, a medium, and a light. But this makes blending easy, as I said, which is exactly why I love it so much. So I'm going to start with my darker green. And first I want to test it to just to see whether this is a juicy marker or one that isn't going to spread. And I see it really doesn't spread very much. Good to know before I start dabbing ink on. I'm going to take my lighter green. Let me give it a test first, see how much it's going to spread. Okay, so it also doesn't really spread much. So I'm dotting the color, but I'm also dotting it slightly on the edge of the dark green with a little bit of a push that direction. I'm actually pushing the dark green into the lighter green field. It's hard for you to see that that's actually happening, but I'm not just dabbing the light green on, I'm dabbing it onto the dark green and pushing slightly that direction, which is what gets you a very nice blend. And this is so easy as far as blending. So if I want a little bit more dramatic of a color gradient, I can always go back and dot some dark. There, I like that. Very nice, a little bit more dramatic. And then I left some greens, some of these spaces, just the light green. So pretty. So I hope you are relaxing along with me. I know this is slow going, but you know what? Hang in there. Slow going is not a bad thing. We rush way too much in our worlds. Work is rush, rush, rush. Picking up the kids, getting the kids off to school is rush, rush, rush. We do an awful lot of rush, rush, rush. It is good for our bodies, good for our souls to slow down. So I hope you enjoy this pace of slowing down. Okay, orange, I think. So I didn't do any shading with the orange. I just chose one orange and went with it. Actually, let me test my marker. All right, this happens to be an Art Alternatives, and my marker's a little dry. Use this orange a lot. So this one is a little dry. I have to kind of tap it harder to even get the color to lay down. So again, how your ink is going to behave on the glitter is always a good thing to know off to the side with a test before you start laying it down on your finished product. Look at that, pretty, pretty. And I really like to dot my markers. I don't do a lot of like swiping. I like to dot. Nice. All right, I'm getting a little fast here. Here's an example of getting impatient. Trying to go too fast, trying to dab on too much too fast, you're going to get a little bleeding. Don't do that, folks. Don't rush. Give each little dab a chance to spread out. If it's a juicy marker, Take your time, folks. All right, have I gotten them all? No, I have not. I've got a little orange here, and here, and here. All right, I think I've gotten them all. I think I got them all. If you see areas I missed, I bet you're seeing it, and you don't have the ability to tell me because we're on YouTube instead of live. So I hope I have them all. Give me a minute. Taking a sip of my wine. Wine and crafting go very nicely together. So let's go with purple next. I think I did an awesome job. I love my blending with my purples here. Hopefully I can do as nice a job for you in this video as I did in my sample. Okay, so I'm going to start with my dark. And again, I really want to test it. I want to see how much my dark is going to spread before I put it on my apple. And it's not spreading a lot. So I'm going to dot it where I want it. Okay. Think of all of my shading in my sample. I think the purple came out the best. So I really hope I can do it justice for you folks. Let's see. All right, got my fingers crossed. Here we go. So my light, by the way, these are both Arteza markers. So for my light, I'm touching onto the edge of the dark purple alcohol ink, and I am dragging it this way. So I don't know if you can see the technique, but I'm touching on the dark and I'm dragging it toward the light. Touching on the dark, dragging toward the light. Touching on the dark, dragging toward the light. And that is how you do the blending. So easy. Beautiful. And I think the darker of the purple has such a beautiful jewel tone. Did I miss any? No, I think I got them all. But sometimes I like to go back with the darker again. If I feel like I'm lacking that jewel tone anywhere, sometimes I'll just give it a couple more little dots. Whoops. Beautiful. All right, my blue, I only have one blue, so I'm not going to be doing any fancy shading. I'm just going to color in with my one. Oh, forgot to test it. Okay, doesn't really spread out that much. Dot on my blue. Whoops, messed that one up, but whatever. All right, dot on my blue. So pretty. It's so vibrant. And the blue is what is gonna tie this apple into the background color on my card. Very pretty. All right, so I have reds and I have greens left. Let's do the greens. So pulled out the same two greens that I used in the leaves, starting with my dark. I'm gonna test it. Okay. Dot along on my dark side. Drag and blend the color with my lighter marker. Other side. I love this apple. It's kind of got a little like a mandala style to it, and you can use any colors you want. It opens up possibilities for spring, for fall, depending on what colors you use. So I'm just dotting on my color. Now going with the light, blending movements, drawing the dark toward the light. This is so incredibly beautiful. I am like dazzled by the bling. The blending, the colors, and then you take some bling, the bling of the glitter, and oh my God, it's just dazzling to the eyes. I love, love, love this product. I discovered Krazy Kreations through my sister. My sister was following them on Facebook and discovered the vintage truck card kit, fell in love with it, bought it, showed me what she was making, and I fell in love. So my love for Krazy Kreations products started with the vintage truck, and I still incredibly love it. But I think it's such a great way to blend your alcohol marker inks so easily that it makes you a talented blending artist from the start. So that appeals to me. And then the other thing is, so now I'm moving to the reds, and I'm using 2 Arteza markers in a dark red and a light pink, starting with my dark. It allows you to blend so easily, and I'm telling you, I bought alcohol markers watching the videos of folks blending and making it appear effortless, and it isn't effortless. For me, my blending did not come out as beautifully as I expected, and I tried all different papers. And still didn't get the results I was looking for as far as the quality of the blending of the alcohol markers. And then I tried it on glitter paper from Krazy Kreations, and it was like a whole new world. It really makes it effortless. I'm only going to go that far because I do want to keep a wet edge of my dark alcohol markers. I don't want to let it spend too much time drying, because for that perfect blend, you want to have it wet so you can still pull the color. I did that one wrong. That was supposed to be red right there. Oh well. So while it's still fairly wet, you have the ability to pull the dark into the light, and that's how you achieve that beautiful blending. So pretty. Back to my dark, and it looks like on my sample, whoops, I missed some purple, I just noticed. Looks like on my sample, I just went with a solid red on these arches. I don't have to dot. I can just color. And I missed some purples there. Let me go back to my purples. Starting with my dark on the outer edges with little dots. While it's wet, taking my lighter, drawing the dark ink to the light for a subtle blend. Beautiful. And I think I'm going to go with the light purple. I might decide to go in and darken them later, but you know what? You can always darken, but you sure can't lighten. So we'll start with our light purple. All right, next we're going to go with this background red. So pulling out my reds yet again, I'm going to start with my dark. Let me do a little test to see how much it's going to spread. So I'm just going to do little edges. And since blending is important to me, I'm going to stick with a small area. I don't want to go too far because I want to be working while I still have that nice wet edge. My lighter, dabbing on the dark, pulling the dark color into the center for the blend while it's still fairly wet. Back to my dark again. Covering a new area. Again, keeping it small because you want to keep a wet edge. Drawing your dark ink into the center. Man, that's so beautiful. That is so beautiful. On any other medium, I have never, ever, ever been able to achieve such a beautiful blending. Now, sometimes I feel like I blended away a little too much of the dark, but then I like to just go in and dot it. So pretty. Beautiful. Holy moly. Working my way along back to the dark. Oh, shoot. I just realized, I don't know what this little thing is right here, but in my imagination, it is a fly. So in my sample, I colored it black and gray, like a fly. And I realized just now I colored his head purple, forgetting that in my eyes it was a fly. But whatever, that's okay. Maybe it'll be a fly with a purple head. Or maybe I'll just not make it a fly and make it just something different. So gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I love this. So I think I want a little dark in here. I want a little dark through here. I hope you're relaxing along with me. Don't rush me. This is meant to be a process. Beautiful. Okay, so what should we do with our little fly? In my samples, I made him a little fly, gray and white, with little dots for eyes. This guy doesn't show up quite as well. Since I already made his head purple, maybe I won't make this guy a fly. How about if I make him a dazzling blue and something? All right, I feel the need to make this little part. What should I do? I could make that little dot blue, or I could make that blue. Somehow I want to make this blue. That is so pretty. I just think that blue is gorgeous. So what color should his little belly be? His little backside. The one last white area. Yellow? Green? I'm not feeling green. I'm not feeling purple. I'm not feeling orange. I could keep it white, or I could make him blue. I am just going to go ahead and make the entire little guy this beautiful, brilliant blue. Beautiful. There we go. So thank you for joining me. I'm going to cut out, off of the camera, I'm going to cut out my outline. Gonna fussy cut it along, and then I'll do a separate video showing you how I use this apple accent to create this incredible card. Awesome to the core. Thank you for joining me. I hope this was a relaxing time. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you colored along with me on this gorgeous glitter paper. Have a good night, my friends.